Today I'm going to show you how one digital product makes me over $1,400 per day. I'm going to dive into all the numbers and I'm going to show you how I created 3 different passive income streams from that same product. Now, before we get into the numbers, there's a couple of things you need to know. First, this digital product that I'm talking about is actually an online course. And there's a lot of different things that you can sell as digital products, but I'm a big fan of online courses because it gives you that time leverage of being able to sell one to many. You can automate the entire process and you can charge a lot more than you would for the ebooks and templates and digital planners and things like that most people like to sell. And just because it costs more doesn't mean that it's harder to sell. In a lot of ways, higher ticket products are easier to sell than the low ticket ones, and they're gonna help you get to your income goals a lot faster. The other things that I want you to know is that we sell this course completely with organic traffic. Almost all of our traffic is coming from our blog, our YouTube channel, our podcast, or from affiliates that are sending traffic to us to get a commission for every sale. We actually don't run paid advertising for this product at all. The other thing I want you to know before we dive into the numbers is that when I say it makes $1,400 or more per day, I'm talking about the average over a 7-month period from January of this year to July. I wanted to give you current real life numbers instead of things that we've done in the past, which is significant because this is actually a down year for us. As you'll see in a second, we're averaging just under $45,000 in sales with our $497 product this year. But when we first launched this same course at a $247 price point in January of 2018, we made $138,000 in sales in the first weekend. And we made our first million in sales in 13 months. I've got a great video about how we made our first million with an online course in the description if you want to check that out. There's also a ton of other videos about course creation and how to market and sell your program so that way you can start earning this passive income. So let's dive into the actual numbers. In the first 7 months of this year, the course has made $314,055. Now, that's our net revenue after expenses, so keep that in mind. That comes out to just a little bit less than $45,000 per month and a little bit more than $1,400 per day. Now, we aren't actually making $1,400 every single day. Some days we might just make one sale of $497 and sometimes we make more. That's just the average over the first 7 months so far. Now, I mentioned earlier that there's actually 3 passive income streams or ways that I'm generating sales from this one product. So let me break down the 3 ways that I'm actually making money with this course, and then I'll go into each one and give you all the details. The first way is with our quarterly launches, and most people wouldn't say that launches are passive income, but I'm gonna explain to you how using our lazy launch method, they actually are. The second way is with our daily evergreen sales that are coming from our email automations. And the third way is from our low ticket coaching subscription that is part of our program. And you're really gonna wanna stick around and see that part because this is something that you can add to any course that you're doing to increase your income, add some stability to your business, and make more money from each of your customers. So let's talk about the launches first. Most people, when they start selling online courses, the only source of income they have are launches. And this was the case when I started too. I mentioned earlier that the first launch that we did was over a weekend, made $138,000 with a $250 course. And one of the things that we did that made it so successful is that we slammed the door shut to create some urgency. So Sunday at midnight, we closed the doors and nobody could get back in. But the problem was, that meant we made no money in February. And this is a problem that a lot of people get into with launches or in course businesses in general, is that they don't really focus on their true sales and marketing and building those evergreen sales. They rely on this launch model, and so they have these massive peaks and valleys. And so sure, they make good money on average, but you just never know how well a course is going to perform, and they're generally not the same from launch to launch, and it varies a lot based on the time of the year in your industry. So that can be a huge problem. Now, I'm going to get into how we solved that problem and started getting daily sales in a second, but first I want to talk to you about how we turned launches into a passive income stream. We came up with something called the lazy launch method, and what we really wanted to do was just remove all the stress from launches, because even though we made a lot of money from these course launches, the next week we were left completely drained from all of the work and the fighting the fires and trying to be everywhere on social media. So what we did is we started focusing exclusively on email marketing and pre-scheduling everything. That way we didn't have to worry about it when the launches came. we actually started doing less work and making more money because of it. And this has gotten so extreme that in July, I went on vacation with my family to the beach and completely forgot that we had a launch going on until my phone started buzzing with all the sales coming in. So because everything was all pre-scheduled, I didn't have to do anything and still made a good 5-figure launch. Now, the second passive income stream is the one that's like the real passive income stream, right? And that's the daily evergreen sales that you get from automations, where people come into your funnel and then every day you have a percentage of those people buying your program. Now, I mentioned that after this first very successful launch that we made almost no money the next month. And so we decided to turn around and do another launch in March of 2018. And we were very fortunate, in my opinion, to have another 6-figure launch, because generally when you start launching too often, your income each launch starts to go down because your lead flow isn't keeping up with it. But the big change that we made during that second launch is that we left the cart open, and that was part of why the income dropped a little bit. And this was our first attempt at evergreen sales. We just wanted people to be able to buy every single day. And we did get sales most of the time between our second and third launch. But what we started to find is that we didn't make as much money from launches when we left the cart open, because it eliminated all of the urgency of the cart closing that got, kind of pushed people over to the edge so they would join in. So we needed to figure out a way that we could still close the cart, but get those evergreen sales. And the way we did that is that every launch we closed the cart, but there's a waiting list. And then we developed an automated system where people could join the waiting list, and in between the launches, there would be these like automated mini launches just for the waiting list. That way people could get in. And the effect of this, since it was timed based on when people join, is that we have sales coming in every single day. It also meant that our launches became way more effective and we started making more money again because we brought back the urgency of the cart closing. Now, this evergreen waiting list system that we have isn't the only way to get evergreen sales, and it's not the only way we've done it either. We turn about 4.45% of our leads into buyers with that funnel currently, but we also have a webinar that up until a couple of months ago was actually our best evergreen sales method, and that was converting between 3 and 4%. So people were signing up for a free workshop to learn about what we teach in our course, and then we pitched our course as the next step if they wanted help achieving that result. Now, the third passive income stream from this course is, in my opinion, the most brilliant one, and you definitely want to add this into your business. We felt that it was really important that we had a coaching element for our course, because our program was teaching people how to start a particular type of online business. And if you're starting a side hustle or an online business, it's incredibly scary. You've never done anything like that. You don't know anything about sales. And in the case of our program, we were teaching them a completely new skill. But we also realized that we were going to have to greatly increase the price tag of our course if we were going to add the kind of support that we wanted. So instead, we came up with a new way to do it, and that was adding a subscription coaching membership that was automatically attached to the program. So the way this worked is that somebody would buy our $247 course, and then a month later, they would be auto-billed for $47, and that would be a recurring payment for every month until they canceled. But when they purchased, we gave them 1 free month. That way they could get in there, get all the coaching and help they needed, and decide whether that was something that they wanted to keep. They could cancel at any time for any reason. Now, we do have quite a few people that cancel within that 30-day period, but we've never had anybody that's been upset about that automatic subscription because they're getting 30 days of coaching for free, and we're doing everything that we can to help them be successful. Plus, the course is so comprehensive that you can do it on your own if you want to. We just have that coaching there as an option. But the fact that we were able to use a tool like ThriveCart to build this in a way that that subscription happened automatically meant that more people were staying in there. And the people that do stay in the coaching program stay for about 5 months on average. That means that we're making almost an extra $250 per person that comes into the course. The other thing that's really great about this is that it adds this subscription recurring income to your business that hits every single month. So you go into the month knowing about how many people you lose per month and how many people you gain per month, which means you know, hey, we have this baseline level of income that's there before we ever start making a sale. Which makes it a lot easier for you to start taking on expenses, investing in your business, or hiring people, outsourcing work to kind of grow. The other thing, and this is really important, is because we're able to offer such a great coaching service to the people in our program, people get a lot better results and they get results faster. And then those results help us sell the program, and because we have all these people that are raving about it, they're going out telling their friends and referring us new people that are buying the course as well. Now, I spent this whole time talking about my course and my business and how this all works, and I'm totally going to understand if you feel a little overwhelmed or you feel like making this kind of money, making $1 million a year or 50 or 100K a month or whatever it is, just seems completely unreachable. Like you're just trying to figure out how you can replace your income or make 10K a year. And I totally get that. And so I put this video together just to show you that it's possible and show you the different ways that you can do it. But the most important thing is I want you to know that you can do this. Like when I got started, I didn't know anything about digital marketing. I was just trying to make some extra money because I had $200,000 in student loans, and I was just helping people to do things that I had already done for myself. And so if you want to get started, the best thing that you can do is just help people solve problems. And the easiest way to do that is to show people how you solve the problem in your life, because you're going to have very intimate knowledge around that. And so if you've done something in your life and it coincides with like a topic that you are obsessed with and you just love talking about, then that's going to be perfect for you to create your own digital product. But you're going to be much more successful at building your income if you're using an online course and charging more for it instead of doing these templates and little low-ticket digital products that people are selling on Etsy. Now, if you want to know more about how to build an online course and how to sell it and what to do when you don't have a following and you're just getting started, I have a ton of videos in the description. Go check them out. They're really in-depth and they're going to help you with every single thing that you need to know to get started. But the first step is that you have to come up with an idea and you have to create your product. So I want you to check out this video, which breaks down the entire process that myself and my students use to create online courses that actually sell.